It's time for another Dice Tower review with Z. Garcia.
Hey folks, today I'm taking a look at We Come in Peace from Rather Dashing Games. This is a dice-driven game in which you are going to be protecting your planet from alien invasions and maybe, just maybe, poking the other players' planets a little bit too, trying to destroy their cities while keeping yours well put together, having the most points at the end of the game, and winning. Let me give you a look at how the game works, and then I'll tell you what I thought of it. So here's what the game looks like set up. Each player is going to have their own planet. They are going to set it up the way you see here with the core of the planet and then all of these little cities. And they're all flipped over to the green side. They all have a red side on the reverse. And then every player also has one of these six-sided dice. The little board here that counts the rounds will be set up somewhere on the table. You're ready to begin. There are going to be, at the beginning of the game, 3 of these good dice and 3 of the attacking dice. So, let's say it is this player's turn. That's got to be me. The player after me would take these dice and roll them, so we determine who is attacking me and what the strength is. So there we go. I have 1 red flying saucer, 1 blue flying saucer, 3 yellow ones, and now I get to roll my dice, sort of Yahtzee style, and decide what I keep after each roll, and continue rolling. If I don't like it, I get 3 rolls. So here we go. I'm going to roll those. Now, the faces on these do several different things, but they are all pretty much straightforward. The red bursts there would cancel one of the red attacking saucers. So I'm going to leave that right there and deal with it, okay? The yellow one here would cancel a yellow, a blue, of course. And then the other faces are the attacking ship there. Looks like a little spaceship that's shooting little lasers out of it. That would nuke out a whole die. So if I had rolled this, which I did not, I could cancel this whole yellow die. Boom, no problem. The little station there, little city, that would let me rebuild if I had lost anything on my planet. We'll get to that in 1 second. And then the final one is that little nuke, which lets you attack the other players, which is actually what I rolled. I'm going to go ahead and save that for right now as well. And I'm going to re-roll the other die. And I'm going to re-roll it again. I could keep the nuke, but I'm going to re-roll it. Done. Okay, so that's what I rolled. I'm going to cancel this red one with the red die. I remove that for now. And then since I did not stop these 2, they are going to hit me, okay? I'll deal with the yellow one first, let's say. I'm going to roll my own die, and it's 1. That lets me know where they're attacking from. So 1 being here at the top. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, sort of like the spokes on a wheel. And it hits me for 3. The way I take 3 hits is I flip this city over for 1 hit, and I remove it for another hit. So that was 1, 2, and then 3, I flip it over, okay? So I've taken 3 hits there, and now I'm going to deal with the blue saucer. So I'll roll for that one, and that's on 2, but it's a single hit. So that's all that happens. Now, I could attack the other players. So the way attacking the other players works is I am going to roll this die to determine where I'm attacking them from. 1, and then they themselves would roll, and if they roll a 1, like this player did, they prevent it. If they do not roll a 1, then they take the hit. So I could attack everybody at the table when I do that, and then healing up my cities, rebuilding is quite simple. I just flip them back. For each city I have, I flip over 1. But that's not exactly how it works for the rest of the game, because once we finished out the first round and everybody has done what I just did now, roll the bad dice by, the next player, and then roll the good dice and deal with it, then the second round starts. And the way that works is I get another good die, but we add 3 of the bad dice to the pool, and we deal with that. However, to combat that, we are going to, our own dice, your own player dice, sort of ramp up in power, and they are going to be for each of the bursts, each of the city repair and each of the nukes are going to count as 2. And so 2 blue saucers would be stopped by a single blue burst, okay? And then the rebuild would have rebuilt 2 cities, and you could even put one back that's gone. So if I get a 2 rebuild on this planet here, I could put this one back. I could go 1 and then flip it over for 2. So they're never really gone. You can always rebuild it back. And then the attack would hit with an intensity of 2. And then during the 3rd round, all those things ramp up to 3. Okay? And that's basically it. At the end of the game, the winning player is whoever has the most points surviving on their planet. And it's quite simple to count. The small green ones are 2 points. And then if they are damaged, it's 1 point. The core, however, would be 1 point damaged, but 5 points if it is fully healed up and healthy. And so you count up all those points, and you figure out who the winner of the game is. Play those 3 rounds, game's over, and that's how you play We Come in Peace. So We Come in Peace is kind of an interesting game. The dice in it are very nicely done. The graphical production I found to be just all right. The cover, the artwork here on the critters is pretty cute, but the font looks, I don't know, too simplistic maybe. It looks like it could have been a little bit cooler, a little bit more sci-fi maybe. But the cute idea works for the game. The game is simple. It is very easy to teach to folks. I've been able to teach it to just about anybody. But the gameplay itself is, you have to know going in 100% luck just about. You know, it is completely random. It is, now the how difficult the rules are, I think ties well into that. The rules are very simple. And so I don't mind that it is so lucky. But at the end of the day, in this game, you really have just 3 turns. That's it. I mean, in the whole game, you go 3 times up to bat. You know what I mean? You roll your dice in Yahtzee style. Again, roll and keep some. But it's 3 turns in the entire game. And with how lucky and sort of swingy it is, you could have your planet half decimated. And on the 3rd round, if you roll a few of those bases, since each one is 3 points, your planet will go whoop, 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 and you're fully healed up. Or you'll roll a bunch of the nukes at the end and just destroy people, you know. So very swingy, very lucky, but also short and simple. And so you kind of have to decide for yourself if this is the sort of thing you are on board with, you know. It's a take-that game largely, but it's a short one, which is good for take-that games. I think that style of game should be light and short, and you're able to throw down, and after the game's over, you go, oh man, you destroyed me in that game. We're doing that again. I'm taking you down this time. And this game allows for that. Having said all that, though, for me, this is just sort of a so-so game. I enjoyed it. I didn't sit there going, oh, when is this going to be over? Oh, I'm not really enjoying this. You know, because it is so simple and because it is so quick. But I also wasn't yearning to play it again. So once I finished every one of my plays, I was like, okay, what's next, you know? Because I felt like I did so little in it, you know, so few turns. Choices are, yeah, you decide what to keep when you roll, but they're so lucky, you know. Some people, when you roll the bad dice against them, they could come up mostly black. And so, okay, they got nothing to do, you know, they have nothing to defend against. They're just trying to nuke the other players. And they might not roll that face on the dice. So very swingy, very lucky. Just a so-so game for me, but if you like the sounds of all this, then maybe you want to check it out. That has been We Come in Peace.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at coolstuffinc.com.